I've been thinking for days, trying to come up with ways to talk to you. Climbed up a tree on a hill, watched as the leaves stood still and talked to me. Little did I know, the circle swimming, fishing, but he'll never fly. But he don't mind, he just swishes water in time to the beat. He can't run, he has no feet, but it's okay. The sun will come up anyway. Nobody hears around, nobody cared to tell her what was said. I wear my glasses round, hide from the small town sounds, I never cared. Little did I know, the circle swimming, fishing, she never cry, but she don't mind. She just dances around in her own time. Feel the beat. It won't rain if the clouds don't sleep, but it's okay. The sun will come up anyway. Hey! Waited for me, but she never cried. But she don't mind, she just dances around in her own time. Feel the beat. It won't rain if the clouds don't sleep, but it's okay. The sun will come up anyway. Hey!
Hey you guys, and welcome back to Liberty Loft Lessons. This will be episode number 32. The song I'm finally going to be teaching you guys today is the song from the intro, and that's called The Sun Comes Up by Mako Road. This is my most requested song ever, so big shout out to Sahil Sharma, Peter Oddie, Boyson Simperingham, Lachlan Uccello, and Isaiah Berry, all for requesting this one. So as you guys can tell from the intro, there's a lot of parts to get to. The best way I could think of to keep this thing organized is to split this song into 3 sections. I'm gonna start by showing you guys the rhythm on my Strat, and then I'm gonna move on and show you guys the lead parts on my Les Paul, and then finally I'm gonna show you guys the bass, because I know a lot of you guys told me in the comments that you guys are also learning bass and you guys appreciate me putting that in there. So again, I'm gonna divvy it up into those 3 sections. Of course, I'm gonna have the timestamps so you guys can skip around as you please. My thoughts are, some of you probably already know the chords, So you might want to skip that and get to the lead, because a lot of you guys just requested the lead or the solo. And then of course, like I said, a lot of you may not be interested in the bass part. You can just leave that part alone and just go along as you please. So a little something in this one for everybody. I did spend a ton of time working on this one, so if you guys would drop a like real quick, I would really appreciate it. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, because I have a lot of other Mako Road songs I want to get to in the future. All right, so that's enough talking, guys. Let's go ahead and get into this lesson. All right, so let's quickly learn that intro, right? Now, you guys know the song starts with a little pump, just a down up. We're gonna go to this A minor, and we're gonna pluck the root note and go down up. It's a common theme with Mako Road. So 3 times. After the 3rd time, I'm gonna move my pinky down a string, and we're gonna wait a little bit. We'll do a down up, and we'll move it back and do a down strum. And so that'll sound like this. All right, so all together that part. And then we're gonna do 3 more pumps. Except this time we're gonna go, and basically it's just hammer on 5-7 on the A, 5 on the D, and then back to 7 and slide down to the G. All right, so the whole first part again real quick. Now we're into the G, and we're gonna do the same thing like the A minor. Pluck the root note, down up 3 times. So this time we're gonna go to a G13, and then back really quickly. So that part again. And keep going. We'll just end on that G13, and when we do that, we're gonna bend the neck. So I'm pushing down right here with my forearm and grabbing the neck and just pulling it. It's not like a whammy bar, it's like you're actually bending the neck. Don't worry, you won't be hurting your guitar when you do that. That's when the lead guitar comes in, right after that part, right? We'll come back to the A minor, we'll do another pump, and play the same thing we did before, right? And then we'll just go back to the G. Back to the A minor, and then back to the G, and that's it for the intro. Because after the G, eventually we'll move into this section that starts on F. And we'll just keep the same strum pattern, so it's like the verse. A minor, G, D, and we'll repeat. On the last one, we'll pause on that D. The sun will come up anyway. Right? Alright, so that's going to be your intro, verse, and what I'm going to call the chorus that starts on that F, because we're building up to the sun will come up anyway. Alright, so the last rhythm part I want to show you guys is going to be for the bridge, or what I'm calling the bridge. It's going to be the instrumental part. It's a very common Mako Road strum pattern, and you guys probably have already seen it in some of the other lessons. On the A minor, we're going to go. Essentially, it's just we're gonna down up, we're gonna keep the pressure down on that up strum, and then a quick little reggae chuck.
Either a bang, a skang, a chop, a hit. So piano then bang, guitars bang,
On the 3rd one, so down, up, down, down, up, down, so. Like that. So this rhythm guitar is really far back in the mix, so the strum pattern is not going to be that important for you guys. Feel free to strum it however you want, but just know that in the bridge for the instrumental, we're going back and forth from the A minor to G major. And it's gonna be the same thing for the solo. If you just wanna do like that for the solo, you can do that, or you can, again, bridge, solo, intro, just going back and forth between an A minor and a G. And then for the chorus, it's gonna be the F, A minor, G, D. I'm sure a lot of you already knew that anyway, but let's go ahead and move on to the lead now. Alright, so let's start by learning the lead guitar for the verse. And I'm going to start with my index finger on the 7th fret of the E string here, and my middle finger on the 8th fret of the B, and I'm going to strum those together. Then I'm going to go like this. Okay, and I'm going to start some hammer-ons. It's going to go like this. Back to 8B. Then I'm going to hammer onto the 10th fret. And I'm going to go, and we'll start it again. A-B. Except this time I'm going to plug them together and slide all the way up here to 15E and 17B, and we'll go. And then we'll pluck it one more time and slide down back to the first position. And from there we'll just repeat the same thing we did before, right? So now we're into the second part, and I'm gonna call this part the chorus. All right, so now we're back in the original position that we started in. This time we're starting what I'm gonna call the chorus, which starts on the F major chord, and we're building up to The Sun Comes Up. We're gonna start this one like we did the last section. Strum both of them together, and then we're gonna go E, B, E, B, E. And then we'll do the hammer on again. Back to B, and then pretty similar to the verse. And then we'll strum them and slide up. So now I'm 8th fret of the E string and 10th fret of the B string, and we'll go same pattern 5 times, and we'll go a couple hammer-ons. You can hammer on with your ring finger to the 10th fret right there, and that's going to be the same thing every time we slide up, so that's not going to change. And then we'll strum them both and slide back to the original position. This time we'll just pluck them together. We don't have to go back and forth, and then we'll do it again, and then we'll go same thing as before. The sun will come up anyway. So that's that part right there. So one more time, full speed. The sun will come up anyway. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so now we're into the bridge, or what I'm gonna call the bridge, right? And this is a part where it's da-na-na-da-da-na-na, right? It's a part I think everybody sings along to live. I don't know, because I've never seen Mako Road live because I live in the United States. This part's gonna sound like this. just bent my G string out of tune. So for this part, I'm going to start index finger, 4th fret of the G string, and we'll go back and forth, 4, 5, 4, 7 on the D with my pinky, and then you can grab with your middle finger the 5th fret of the A string and slide up to 7 and like vibrato it and pluck it as many times as you want, really. So alright, so we'll play that twice like we just did. The last time, we'll go 5, 7 on the D, and then 9, 5. For the first bridge, after that first part, we don't do the bend, so we'll go right back into it. After the second one, we'll do this bend right here. So we'll bend it a full step up, then I'm gonna reach down with my pinky, hit the B string, 8th fret, and I'm gonna pluck again, and I'm out of tune again, and release, then we'll go, oh, that sounds terrible. Come on, man, let's change strings. First one here. Alright, so let's try that again. And then we're back into the verse, which is, of course, right? So again, the first bridge, we're gonna play that part with the bend on the second time around. The second bridge, we're actually gonna play it after the first one, so it'll sound like this. And so, then we'll hit that bend. Now we're into the solo, and I know it's going to seem like a lot and it might take a while to explain. The solo can really be broken down into 4 sections, so I would recommend just practicing each section slowly and then putting them all together at the end. But remember, we're coming out of the second bridge, so alright, so we're going to start right here, 7th fret of the D string, then 5G, then 7G, and we'll do a bend and release. Alright, and then we're going to do these double stops. So bar the 5th fret of the G and B string, and we'll plug them together. Then 7D. Alright, a couple times each, and then we'll go like this. On the G string, 5, 7, slide up to 9, then we'll fret with our middle finger the 8th fret of the B string, go back and forth a couple times, and then 10B, 8E, 10E, and we'll do like a quarter step bend and then a full bend. So, and we'll plug it while it's up, release, pull off to 8E, and then hitting that 10th fret of the B string right there. And that's going to be the first section of the solo. So one more time. Alright, let's move on to the second part. Alright, now we're on to the second part of the solo, and we're going to start on the D string, 10th fret right here, and we're going to slide into 12. Pluck that note, then pluck it again and slide back. Now we're back to 10, we're going to hit that a couple times. And then we'll pluck it a third time and slide down, half step, whole step, whole step back up. Reach back with our index finger and hit the 7th fret of the G string. Back to the 10. Up to 7 on the G. And like that. Then we're going to 8th fret of the B string, 10, 8, and back to that 10th fret of the E again. Like that. So we'll bend it up, hit it a couple times, release, pull off, and end on that 10th fret of the B string again. Alright, so the second part slowly. So that'll be part 2. Alright, so now we're back to these double stops like how we started the first part of the solo. And we'll go then 7, D, 5, D, 7A. And you can vibrato that right there if you want to. Alright, so. And then we'll go 7. This time we'll go 5, G. And then 7, G, and bend it. So. Alright, that's the second one. And then 7, 5, 7, 6, 5 on the A string. Slide down to 3 from 5. And then we'll go pull off and end with 2 hits of the A note right there, 5th fret of the E string. So that part again. Alright, so that's the third part. Now we can move on to the last part. Alright, so now we're on to part 4 of the solo, and this will be the last part. From this A note, we're going to go and bar the 5th fret of the B and E strings right here, and we'll go like this, B, E, 7, and then we'll hit 7 again and bend it, and release. Then 5 of the E string, and then bring your index finger up to 7, middle finger, 8, then 7, then 8. Look, there we are, 7 and 8 again, right? And then we'll slide into 10 and 10, which is going to be really tight up here. Then we'll come back here and go and slide into 8 and 10. We'll actually pluck those and then pluck them again, slide back, and then from there, and that's how we end the solo. Just going back and forth like that. Alright, so that part again slowly. And that's your solo. All right, so then out of the solo, we're going right back into the chorus, right? And we're already in position right here to start the chorus. So we'll just go. Right? So we already learned that part. So that's all your lead parts. I really hope that was clear. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments. Alright, so let's go ahead and cover that bass line for those of you guys that are still here. So the first bass line you're going to hear is going to be the bridge. It's going to be that instrumental part, and it's going to be the same thing that we're going to play for the verse. So this is going to be for the bridge and verse. Anyway, it's going to sound like this. And it just repeats that back and forth. Let's zoom in real quick. I'll show you guys with the tabs. All right, so that's gonna be your bass part for the verse and the bridge. The bass line for the chorus is gonna sound like this. Right. Oh man, that's kind of rough. I'm not a bassist, as you can tell. Let's go ahead and zoom in and slow that down a little bit. And then we're gonna slide down to 3. And we'll repeat. And here's that little lick, right? It's gonna go. We're back to the. So that's bass lick number 2, which we're gonna play again for the choruses. So, you know, little did I know the sun will come up anyway, you know. So let's go ahead and move on to bass lick number 3, which is going to be played during the solo. All right, so the solo bass lick is like a mixture of the 2 bass licks we just learned. It's sort of like the chorus at the beginning, and then it ends like how we played the verse. So I'll show you what I mean. All right, so you get that? Like I said, it's like a blend of the 2. Really slowly with the tabs. And that's every single note from the song. Alright, so that does it for the lesson, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope it was clear. I really hope I didn't go too fast. If you guys have any questions or anything, by all means, put them down in the comments. I would love to answer those for you guys. I want to thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of the video. And until next time, my name is Charlie, Liberty Loft Lessons, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.